This appears to be going. So now I am live on TikTok and Facebook. Hi, buddy. It's good to see you, even if I can't see you. I wanted to talk about a few things post election that I think are important. And this is going to be just uh, really um, kind of rudimentary. I don't. I've got a few things written down that I want to talk about. I'm going to wait and see if we get some other people in here first because Nikki Wall did that. By the way, if you're not following Nikki Wall, you should be following Nikki Wall because she is just super cool. She makes tyranny fun. She has the ability to come at this whole thing with some tenderness and some affection and some fun. And I think that is important for this whole. Okay, so there are now four viewers. Oh, okay. So there are four viewers on our multi-stream platform here. I'm trying to go live on multiple platforms, and I have succeeded in doing so on YouTube and Facebook. So I will proceed to the root. Proceed to the root. Um, so there's a great deal of fear, obviously, about what this person might do. To pardon my voice, I have it's a little hoarse from throwing up a few days ago. Uh, but there's a lot of fear about what this individual may do that's understandable. Um, Before we assume that he will come right out of the debate with concentration camps and secret police and all of those fun things, we have agreed in previous videos, I think, that Donald Trump is a liar and he is a fraud and he is manipulative. I think we can all agree to those things. And the reason that I wanted to point out those things at that time was to point out that it may very well be that everything he told his followers was a lie. And the example I gave was the wall, which is going to build this wonderful wall. He only built 15% of that damn wall. So he got them all excited about freaking nothing, and he didn't give a shit. He doesn't give a shit about immigrants or America or any of that. It's all a ploy to manipulate his followers. The other two things I want to add to that are shrewd and he is cunning. Would you agree that Donald Trump is shrewd and cunning? I mean, we have compared him to Mr. Hitler a million times, and rightfully so. I've studied Hitler for 3 decades now, and much of Trump's rhetoric and his posturing and his symbolism is definitely up Hitler's alley. Um, However, that doesn't necessarily translate to Trump being Hitler. And I want to go back to him being shrewd and cunning. If he is really shrewd and really cunning, there's this old joke you might have seen in a movie or somebody told you. There's two bulls on top of a hill and above a valley of cows or some shit like this. And the younger bull says, "Hey, Dad, why don't we run down there and fuck one of those cows?" And the older, wiser bull says, "No, why don't we walk down there and fuck them all?" Okay, so if he comes into this whole thing with, concentration camps, secret police, I'm going to invade California, and all that shit, uh, that's going to cause just a whole shitstorm of chaos and problems for him, frankly. He's, as I said, a shrewd, cunning individual. He probably recognizes that he can hold power for a very long time and do a lot if he eases into this because he's mind fucked over half the population. Why do a bunch of alarming things? Okay. That doesn't mean that policy-wise he won't do very alarming things. But as far as causing a whole bunch of war and civil unrest and chaos, I wouldn't if I was him. I would. You've got everything in the world. You can be the richest, most powerful idiot that's ever existed. Why would he do that? So keep that in mind when we're terrorizing ourselves late at night with various thoughts about various things. Um, Social Security, people have worried very much over Social Security and Medicare. I do not expect him to do anything real radical with that really soon. He has to at least keep his own followers. And a lot of those people are on Social Security and Medicare. Eventually, will they turn it over to the stock market and probably rob us all blind? Sure. But probably not immediately. That's going to take some finessing to do if they want to do it well. Um, I want to encourage you to save liberals. Forget about, I, I've always been about saving the minority people and the powerless people. So the black people, the Latino people, the LGBTQ people. I know a black gay dude who him and his husband have a torture room in their basement. Okay, this guy's a conservative. Fuck him. Why am I saving him? Why would anybody? What? These people have screwed themselves. Okay, so if you want to save black people, find a nice black liberal and save that person. If you want to save a gay person, find a nice gay liberal. Let's start getting some solidarity here because the rest of the world ain't like us. Okay, at least not this particular part of the world. Um, the rest, everybody else wants tyranny, and that's fine. Let them do tyranny. Um, Try to save each other and try to build the communities to do that. I would recommend that. Um, I would recommend you don't give up your democracy. And I, I'm going to say some contradictory things right here. You will hear me from time to time refer to this as a dictatorship. It's going to be to some extent a dictatorship. Uh, how bad that will get depends on what the Supreme Court does and what Trump does and what Republicans allow him to do. But try not to throw up your hands and tell everybody, well, that's it, democracy's over with, it's just pointless now, because that's what they have been doing to us now for years, and at least the last 10 years since Trump has been around, right? The media is all corrupt, the government's all corrupt, everything's corrupted, it's just hopeless. It's hopeless. And so we saw a lot of left people, especially, just give up. Just I'm not going to vote. Or I'm going to vote for Jill Stein, or whatever. Thank goodness that didn't turn out to be a big contributing factor to this, so we can still like each other a little bit. But yeah, don't go around telling everybody that everything is friggin' hopeless, because, as I have said for the last 10 years, the mechanisms of democracy are still in place. So there will be election in 2027, and again likely in 2028. So, so 27, 28, a few years from now. So, yeah, let's not convince each other that everything is fucked and hopeless. Uh, Even though we may honestly discuss things like dictatorship, I think it's important to let people know that um, the mechanisms of democracy are still there. We still have a functioning press. Uh, it's getting less functional, but yeah, you can still. And by the way, I can't even watch the news anymore. Why are you watching the news? Why are you should never watch the news? Uh, what is your mind programmed to do when you see somebody murdered? What is bombs dropping and all of that type of stuff? Uh, Panic and terror and horrible despair. Okay, read the news. Go to the Associated Press, go to Reuters, United Press International, and read the news. Don't watch every horrible thing you can see happening and all these people speculating about everything. If you watch this, you should watch me. I mean, honestly, I don't give a shit if you watch me at this point. This is no longer a commercial endeavor. Um, it was an attempt to do that for years and years and years, and I don't give a shit. Whoever I'm reaching, I want to make my friends feel good and the people that I care about, and a lot of people are terrorizing the shit out of themselves. And if I can get a little bit of information out here and comfort some people, then we will try to do that. So yeah, read the news, and if I'm going to be censored, I'm constantly censored on this damn platform. Uh, Karen, as I understand it, 92 million people did not vote. But I got that number from my brother on Facebook, so I have no idea if that's accurate or not. But anyway, yeah, if I'm going to be censored at any point, it's going to be at this point because I'm going to tell you that we've got to fuck off this platform because uh, I'm censored all to shit. You, whether or not you know it, are censored all to shit. And you can call it a conspiracy. It may or may not be a conspiracy. What they're doing is they're siloing everybody. So you are both the product and the consumer, and Facebook has figured out who likes you and who doesn't. They don't want a lot of people to see what you're saying, especially if you're talking about politics, because they don't want people to get disgusted. And because a lot of people don't like politics, that's why so many people didn't vote. So we're going to get the fuck off this platform. And if you've never heard of the Fediverse, look up the Fediverse. And if you're not familiar with Mastodon, Facebook, or you're going to drop me right here. The last time I posted that word, I got a warning. We don't allow that word to be on Facebook. I thought that was funny. The Fediverse is imperfect. However, it is independent servers. Uh, Anybody can start a server and join the Fediverse. This is really the future of social media. It's not, one guy owns all the servers and controls everything, a la Zuckerberg or Elon Musk. You can start a server and join the Fediverse. It's been compared to email. Kevin Allison says decision fatigue maybe is why so many people did not vote. Yeah, they didn't know what or who to believe, so they were going to set this one out. This is a tried and true method that has worked in Russia. There's a great podcast from This American Life called "Please Pay Attention to the Man Behind the Curtain." It's about Vladimir Putin and how he assumed power. That is the most valuable hour of listening that you could possibly do to understand this issue. What they do is they put so much misinformation out, and this is what they've done in Russia. So much misinformation, so many conspiracy theories that nobody can agree that the sky is blue. Yeah, heaven do. It's called, again, Please Pay Attention to the Man Behind the Curtain, This American Life. Wonderful. And they put out so much disinformation and conspiracy theories that nobody can agree on what reality is. And if you can't agree on the basics of what reality is, you sure as hell can't have a democracy. You can't organize, you can't explain anything to anybody. And that's what they've done here very, very well. And that will continue to happen. Uh, and the situation is, it's dire in terms of the democracy. And that was what caused me a lot of stress prior to the election. That's what actually caused me to have a nervous breakdown at one point in time. It wasn't, like I'm so afraid for me. I thought it was. I felt like I was the biggest coward in the world. I'm like cowering in the face of all this. But no, since the election, I'm much calmer than I was. It was about the Republic. Well, the Republic is fucked. Again, I told you earlier not to say that the Republic is fucked, because the mechanisms of democracy are still there. I don't want to discourage anybody from voting in the next election, and I would encourage you not to discourage anybody from voting in the next election by telling them that everything is open. However, we are where we are. He has mind fucked the population just all the hell and back, and so that is what it is. And what else? I have run out of topics to talk about, which is merciful. Uh, Again, the Fediverse, Mastodon, look into it if you don't know what the Fediverse is, look that up. And we need to start building a community there where we're not censored from each other. This Facebook is just, it's, it's somewhere between an ungodly evil and a complete waste of time because they're going to silo you into wherever they want to silo you into. They're going to pick and choose. If you were on the platform way back in the day, like I was, it was wonderful because you could put an idea out there, and the idea could potentially reach millions. One of my ideas actually did reach about 20 million people. I'm very proud of that. Not the case anymore. Not unless you're paying for it or you've got some sort of special magic. I don't know what that would be. Um, that's all. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. I'm going to tune out of this thing at this point. Just some things I wanted to get out there. I hope that you have a wonderful day. And we'll talk soon. Bye bye, you. And I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to shut this off. All right. No. And so,